This is Heaven's Elohiym Treatment Center, and this is Recovery with Pastor Kent. I stand in front of you, sit in front of you, however you want to look at it, on what works, okay? Slogans in NA. Keep it simple, let go and let God, keep coming back. That was the most important one I ever heard, because I felt at home, I felt at peace in NA. I felt like I belonged. Other people could understand why I wanted to attempt suicide when problems came my way. They understood that. People in these rooms understand that, I can't, but we can. The steps begin with we for a reason. It's not meant to be done alone. This is why, for me, the most important thing that I could understand was this. I had to let go and let God. Because when I did that, it freed up this pressure on my back. I felt like the Greek god Athens, with all the weight on my shoulder and holding the world up. I had to learn to do this. It's not my fight. At first, it was extremely hard to give it up, because a man, hear me roar, I can handle my own problems. I don't need somebody to face my problems. I can do this myself. Well, how are you supposed to fight something you can't see? You can't do it. You can't fight in the physical, spiritual realm. You can't do that. Okay? And we can sit there and talk our heads off, and talk gibberish, but it doesn't work. We can't shut that off. The only one that can shut that off is God. And he turns that volume down, so it's not so hard to comprehend. It's not so hard to take, So when I actually let go and let God, man, what a difference it made. I didn't have to worry about this, that, or the other thing, or where I was going to get the money for this, or where I was going to get the money for that. How am I going to get a job, or where am I going to get a job, or I could worry about you've heard it said in the program that we can screw up the Lord's Prayer. Well, it's so true, but we don't have to do that. Because if we let go and let God, man, it's so easy to there are many sayings about let go and let God, how to let go and let God. There's a trailer on YouTube for that very thing. There's songs by Tommy Nash. Uh, there's actually a movie about it. Why do we have to let go and let God? Well, there are many Christianized phrases out there. And the one that I like the most is let go and let God. You know, let go and let God hits particularly close to home for me because following my generalized anxiety disorder diagnosis it was some that people would say to me, and some I would hear other Christians say with regards to mental health or worry. Some don't believe that there is mental health and that we need that. Well, we do, you know. It is important that we do this. And because we have to, you know. We have to let go and, let our God do it. The words themselves feel greatly like nails on a chalkboard, scraping metal on the ears. What's worse is that the people who say them often don't even have such earnest and sincere good intentions that I'm always left with the conflict desire both to smile and nod and show them that I appreciate the effort, while also waiting to grab them around the shoulders and yell, why would you say that? I relate to that. I find this phrase troubling for several reasons. It fundamentally misunderstood what mental illness is, and instead seems to quote it in some sort of spiritual latex. Some people would tell you that your panic attacks are caused by a chemical imbalance in your brain, and that you can be effectively managed and combination of medication and therapy. But both these people would be wrong, because the answer is obvious, that you are not praying hard enough. Start doing that, Of course, I'm sure that my physiotherapist or psychologist, nor I would even have through mental school, I never even struggled with mental illness. Personally, I have been washed in the blood of the Lamb, and that's all I need to be able to diagnose you. Is that all in fine point? What this type is thinking does not effectually mental illness is not some sort of punishment that God inflicts upon people for not having enough faith, which seems competitively at best to horrify at the worst. you don't just trust enough to take care. So God made your life terrible so that now you do. That sounds obsessive and multiplicative and not at all like God would say. 1 John 4:17 says that speaks of it is also perpetualness, the dangerous of deadly stamina, that people with mental illness are the ones to blame for the situations in which they were clearly overreacting to a problem with a very easy solution. The battles they struggle, you can imagine, and present the disturbing possibility that God isn't already taking care of them, while also assuming that they aren't asking for God's help either. I remember kneeling in my bedroom in front of the Bible, reacting to Psalms 191 over and over again, because that had always made me feel better when I was scared before. You know, mental illness is a real thing. It really is. And you have to understand that it's not a disease. It's not something we can get over. What we have to do is let those issues go. And when we do that, things happen and problems get answered. Does our God, take care of everything? No, he doesn't. Some of us have diseases for a reason. Some of us have mental illness for a reason. This is not something that can be taken care of. And, for somebody to tell you that because you're taking medication, you're not clean, that's a lie, Because if you read Recovery and Relapse in the basic text of Narcotics Anonymous, you will find that it talks about using prescription pills properly and the right way. Of course, if you're not using them the right way, and then yes, you're on relapse. But you have to understand that each person is an individual, and each person reacts to any given situation the way it is. Does our God take away all our issues? Yes. And our character defects? Yes. And our bad attitudes? Yes. Will he take away our cancer? Will he take away our addiction? Yes. Does he do it for everybody? No. But there's a reason, and I can help you find that reason. If you need help, please feel free to contact Elohiym's Treatment Center through this link or through my email, and I will be glad to help you in any way I can. May God bless and keep you.